The official offer has not been submitted, but unofficially it has been agreed to such an extent that if no one decides to stage a last-minute complete turnaround, everything will be okay, the official said. A spokesperson for Britain's Department for Exiting the European Union was not immediately available for comment. Overall, the EU side was optimistic that agreement could be reached on the conditions to allow EU leaders to agree during a December 14-15 summit to open talks on post-Brexit relations. The EU official said there was no precise figure discussed because the amounts to be paid in future will depend on many imponderable variables, ranging from whether loan guarantees had to be exercised to the vagaries of the sterling-euro exchange rate and relative growth in the British and EU economies. Britain has committed to meeting an agreed share of the vast bulk of the future budget items which the EU asked for, the official said, adding, "It is a deal on what percentage share Britain will cover and on what items." Suitable, fair price among key budget lines that Britain has committed to was covering a share of disbursements from the EU budget in years beyond the current 7-year EU budget ending in 2020. British Prime Minister Theresa May had said Britain would pay its full share of the budget to the end of 2020, the point at which the EU expects roughly to end a transition period, during which Britain will effectively keep all its obligations and most rights in the EU after Brexit in March 2019, while losing its vote on laws. But the EU, which originally estimated the likely Brexit bill at roughly €60 billion, had demanded Britain also pay its share of items committed to during that 7-year 2014 to 2020 budget but not actually disbursed until years later. All in all, they are ready to pay a suitable, fair price for moving on to the second phase. This is what they want, the official said of May's push to convince fellow EU leaders to open talks next month on a transition and future trade pact. They want as soon as possible to solve the transition period issues, because they are afraid companies will start moving, he added, saying that broadly speaking London was going to be paying all the EU wanted.